Hi guys, welcome back aboard good old Athena. This week Ava's gonna return to the boat, hopefully with 2 refurbished Autopilot drive units. We hope we'll be able to show you guys a quick glimpse of Mindelo here, and then also we want to get the boat ready for the Atlantic crossing. My name is Mess, this is my wife Ava. I've spent the last 5 years on a somewhat extensive refit of our 1987 Warrior 38 named Athena. That was a DIY fun-packed adventure complete with a very extensive osmosis treatment, building a new rudder using vacuum infusion, rebuilding the entire deck, gutting and subsequently rebuilding most of the interior, painting the top sides, and a ton of other projects. The summer of 2021 we started cruising full time. Now we're finally ready to begin our adventure. Ava and I hope to be able to untie the lines here in Mindelo in about 4 or 5 days and then start the Atlantic crossing heading towards Barbados. But let's start by checking in with our foreign correspondent in the US.
Hi guys, I am reporting from Michigan. Well, I'm actually about to take off. I'm on my way to the airport right now. I came to Michigan for a little bit after Budapest, and it's been really nice spending some time seeing the family and my parents. But I'm heading back to the boat now, and I had like a big visions for giving you guys a little tour, but as always it was a mad dash to get everything ready and get the autopilots packed up safe and ready to go. And now I'm on the way to the airport. And yeah, it's been a really nice trip, but I am also looking forward to seeing Mads and getting this boat across the ocean. We're gonna do it. I can't wait. But all right, wish me luck on this trip. Also, I feel like, I don't know if any other cruisers feel the same way. I used to like to pack lightly. Mads will say that I didn't, but I did try to pride myself on packing lightly. But now that we are cruisers, I feel like there's always boat parts and things we need for the boat, and I am always packing and traveling with way more things than I ever have. So yeah, I have like 4 bags with me, so wish me luck. My parents, aka my chauffeurs. Don't cry, guys. That was the giant Uniroyal tire. It's actually a pretty infamous landmark when you are flying in and out of Detroit. We see it every time, and it is just as exciting every single time. It was actually built for the 1964 World's Fair in New York, and it eventually got shipped here to Michigan. I think they just celebrated its 50th year being here in Michigan. But also maybe that was a few years ago. But there's also like a family urban legend where one of my uncles may have shot, one of my drunken uncles I should say, shot a bow and arrow into the tire. Don't know how true it is, but if you see an arrow in the tire, then you know where it came from. This is all my stuff. Like I said, it's a lot of stuff. My bags are checked in, which is such a relief. I was very anxious about that, and then I went through security and I got stopped because I have the sea strainer in my backpack, and the TSA lady was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "It's a sea strainer. We need it for our boat." So yeah, I'm just super relieved. All the bags are checked in. Now I'm just going to go get a coffee because now my plane's delayed, so I have 3 hours. I just finished my first leg of my trip. I went from Detroit to Boston, and then I go Boston to Lisbon, Lisbon to Cape Verde. But here in Boston, I have about a 5-hour layover, so that should be fun. We got a really good deal on this ticket, so I was like, 5 hours, I can do no problem. But I found out that there's this cool read and return program at some participating airport bookshops where if you read the book, you can return it for 50% and get a new book. So I'm going to see if I can read this in the next 5 hours and get a new book. Or I'll just watch all the Game of Thrones that I have on my iPad. But either way, it should be a fun next 5 hours. Just landed in Lisbon, back in the land of sardines. I'm having flashbacks from our cruise down the coast, but it's about 4 a.m. and I have about 3 hours until my last flight. Made it! Mads is waiting inside. Made it!
Needless to say, I'm ecstatic to be reunited with my wife and also that we get to cross the Atlantic together. I'm also very excited to be reunited with these two boxes. Ta-da! 2 refurbished Autopilot drive units. Oh my god, why is there oil in the bottom of the packaging here? This is borderline hilarious. I mean, why is there oil in the bottom of the packaging here? We haven't even, the zip ties are still on here. The other one is perfectly fine. There's no sign of that leaking, but this one, yeah, there's clearly some kind of leak, or the oil must be coming from somewhere. A quick little side note, in case you're wondering what's up with the blue tape here, that is simply just holding an air tag in place in case the packages got lost. We'd be able to track them with this little guy. But yeah, that's certainly not the source of the leak. Hypro, the manufacturer of the drive units, have been great in helping us trying to figure out what went wrong with these, and well, I don't know why the thing has oil in the bottom now. There might be a perfectly legit reason for that. I'll have Mark text them. He's the one that's been in contact with them, and we'll see what they say. But yeah, it is a little bit funny. Besides refurbishing the units, Hypro also gave us a complete seal kit here. If I can get it out of the box, you can see this all kinds of little goodies and seals and O-rings and whatnot here. We'll put the leaky unit somewhere and wait to see what Hypro has to say about that. And then we'll put the good refurbished unit here in the technical compartment, where we're going to keep it in case we need it while we're on the way. Here in the technical compartment up on the bulkhead here is where we keep the spare drive unit just in case we need to get to it while on the way. All we have to do to be able to get the unit out is remove this pin right here and undo the nut down there, and it pulls right out. I am just a sample size of 1, or in this case 2 units that have broken, and everybody I talk to, whether it be the manufacturer, the dealers or whatever, they all say that they very rarely have issues with these units. So yeah, we shouldn't have to swap out a unit while on the way, but in case we have to, it's really nice that it's easy to get to. In the time it took me to bolt the unit onto the side of the technical compartment, we've already heard back from Hypro. They want me to remove the motor from the refurbished unit to see if there is any oil in there, because that would mean that's a seal that's failed between the unit and the motor, apparently. As soon as I undid the 2 bolts here to be able to remove the motor, all this oil here came out. And from what the manufacturer said, this is supposed to be a dry interface, so yeah, there's definitely a busted seal in there. At least we have a definitive explanation as to why this unit is leaking. Now, we're waiting to hear back from Hypro to see what they want to do about this, but the good news is that one busted unit is not going to stop us from crossing the Atlantic. We have the other 2 units, so yeah, we'll still be able to leave. I've been here in Mindelo for over a month now in the marina. Now, the marina is located basically right in the center of town, which is super convenient. It is a somewhat bumpy marina. There's a lot of groundswell here, so the boat gets tossed around a bit. But other than that, it's a perfectly nice marina. Generally speaking, I have really enjoyed my time here in Mindelo. It's been an interesting place to be. I've met a lot of nice people. There's Paolo at the machine shop, Eddie at the hydraulic store, and just some random people. But the day of Ava's arrival, we had... Of course,
the first day I got here.
She'd been here for like 2 hours, and then we had the first unpleasant experience here because, well, we got robbed. So we've left the marina here behind us, and we got robbed really close to the marina. Right behind me here, there's a restaurant called Nautilus, and there's a little alley there, and that's where it happened.
Here we are at the scene of the crime.
Yep, this is the alley of thievery. This is where it happened. Now, it was very undramatic. We were coming from a grocery store that's just right around the corner from here, and there was a guy outside of there asking for money, and we said, no, 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 no. And he kept walking alongside of us, and we kept saying, no, 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 no. And then we got to the alley, and he promptly put his hand in my pocket and fished out a lump of bills and just took off running.
Yeah, and then Mads ran after him, and he was yelling, thief, thief!
Well, I mean, I'm not a fast runner, so of course the guy got away, and I don't know what I would have done if I had caught him, but yeah, you gotta do something. Right there behind the tree is the grocery store, and then This is the Alley of Thievery.
Right next to this beautiful door. I love the color combo, the yellow and the blue and the iron. Too bad.
As you can see, we're not too traumatized. It was pretty undramatic and in no way violent or anything. It was just annoying because it's a pretty bad impression to give Ava, like having just arrived here within the first 2 hours, then getting robbed. But yeah.
I mean, since then, everybody has been super friendly and helpful. It was just, it's not fun, but...
No. And I wanted to make sure that I stress that everybody we have come in contact with here have been super nice, except for that one guy. The first stop on our tour today is down that way. It's called the African Market. The African Market is located only a few minutes from the marina. It's a short walk here. Now, we're at the African Market now. There's a big open flat area here behind us where they're selling some tchotchke.
Lots of goodies!
Yep, and then next to us over on the other side, there's some little huts where they're also selling some
more goodies.
Tchotchke. I was here with Julian before he left, and he actually saw a little mask he really liked here. And well, his birthday is, I think, in August, so it's a little early, but I think we'll get that for him.
I don't think it's very fair that we can buy Julian tchotchke, but we're not allowed to get tchotchke.
It's only one piece of tchotchke per day.
Oh, per day. What mask was it? One of these?
I think it was that, like, with the ears flopping down.
The ears flopping down?
Yeah. Hello.
Oh yeah, I do like that one.
Yep, I think that was the one he was favoring.
Okay. I think I like this color.
Yes?
Yep. What do you think?
4,000.
4,000. 3,000.
4,000.
Oh, 3,000.
No, 4,000.
4,000.
See,
Oh.
4,000. Business no good. 4,000.
Oh, that's too much.
3,500.
3,000.
Give money.
3,000?
Yeah, give money.
Okay. So it may have seemed a little petty to haggle with the guy, but when Julian and I was there, we did get a quote for one of the masks, and back then he went immediately down to 15 euros, which would be 1,500 escudos. So when the guy was asking 4,000, that was definitely on the high end. There are also more real things at the African Market. There's some fruit and some vegetable and stuff like that. And there's another little vegetable market right across this crosswalk. This is it right here. And with the return of the wife unit, it appears that fruit and vegetable are now required on the boat again.
I kind of like the little ones. I feel like...
We've kind of gone in a tiny little circle now. All of this stuff is super close to the marina, which is right here behind me. We'll show you a map a little bit later in the video and point out some other points of interest so you know where everything is located.
The first thing I noticed when we drove into town was this incredible image. It is actually etched into the stone of the building, and I had to figure out who this woman was and who inspired the artist to make this incredible picture. This is Cesaria Evora. She is a musician and she's known as the Barefoot Diva because she performs without her shoes on. And she is most importantly known as the Queen of Morna. Morna is Cape Verdean dance music. It is so beautiful, so soulful. I've been playing it for Mads nonstop since I've been here. But she's actually won a Grammy in 2004 for Best Contemporary World Album. You can tell what an integral part she is of this community because this grand painting is not the only one of her in the city. There's little paintings of her in all different nooks and crannies of the city. And they also made a museum out of her home here, so we're gonna go check that out. Unfortunately, we can't play her music on the video because of licensing issues, but she is on Spotify and you can check it out on YouTube, which I highly, highly recommend.
Yep, we'll leave some links down in the description.
Yeah. No matter what, we
Perfect.
always seem to end up back at the hardware store. to fix a hole,
okay.
to fix the
Thank you.
leak. We will find out.
Well, thusly armed with duct tape, we can see that it is a, whatever that means, Fita Americana.
Ooh la la.
The marina is located a few minutes down this street here, but up on the other side of this road is a big pink building that's referred to as the Pink Palace. It's a really good point of reference when trying to find stuff in Mindelo, and we'll show you where this is on a map later and where all of the other good little spots are.
We made it. It was just a quick walk from the pink house. And like I said before, this used to be her family home, and now it's a quaint little museum. So this was her family house, and this is the kitchen. Here's the sink. Maybe there was a stove right here, but yeah, this was it. On the second floor, coming up the stairs, there's these little listening iPads where you can listen to all of her music. It is so good. Out here on the balcony, there's a sign that says smoking in honor of Suze, and apparently you can smoke in her honor, so I think a younger Ava would have partaken in that. Also, they spotted from the balcony, because Cape Verde was colonized by Portugal, they have the same stones that we saw all throughout Portugal, and here they have guitar motifs in Cesaria's honor. Oh my god, she had quite a tumultuous life. She was both of her parents died when she was young, and she was an orphan, and then she had to raise 3 kids on her own, and then she became a recluse for years after singing in rundown bars for crusty sailors, and then that's when this women's organization helped her, and then she didn't even become a recording artist until she was much older, and I just can't imagine spending years performing in these gritty old bars to performing on these worldwide stages. This is just incredible.
We hope you guys enjoyed that super quick little look at Mindelo. Of course, this place has more to offer, but we're in no way experts. Now, while we were out walking, we heard back from Hypro, the drive unit manufacturer. We only thought it was the seal around the piston that was leaking, and that was the only one they actually replaced. So the leak in the back of the unit between the unit and the motor was still the original seal, but we didn't suspect that there was a leak there, so yeah, they didn't replace that seal, and that's why the unit is leaking now. But yeah, they're gonna give us a brand new unit instead of the refurbished one, so yeah, all is good. In case you ever find yourself stuck in Mindelo, maybe needing repairs or just being here cruising, I have compiled a little list of places that might be nice to know about. A lot of the places here in Mindelo are not on Google Maps, so I've dropped pins on a Google map. So there's everything on the list here from Boat CV, which is the boat store here. There's a Fiberglass store where you can buy epoxy and polyester and fiberglass and stuff like that. There's the African market, which we showed you guys. There's the SIM card store where you get data SIM cards for, well, internet and stuff. There are 3 good restaurants here. There's some grocery stores. The selection here is somewhat limited, but they're here. There's a fruit and vegetable market, fish market. There's the hydraulic workshop where Eddie works. There's the machine shop, Paulo's machine shop, and then there's the woodworker that machined the wood for the cockpit sole and all of that stuff. There are 2 hardware stores here, one with a really big selection and then one that's closer to the marina. And then finally there's an electrical supply store where I got cables and stuff for the air conditioning. I'll include this list in the description down below the video. I'm not sure it's the ultimate list for Mindelo, but these are the best places I've found for, well, each of their items. So there's also customs and immigrations on here, which that's a good one to know about if you come here by boat. While I've been here in Mindelo, I've met another fellow YouTuber and cruiser. His name is Alex. He has a YouTube channel called Winded Voyage. He's been here in Mindelo for, I think it's 3 years. So if you want to see more of Mindelo, I highly recommend you check out his channel, Winded Voyage. I'll include a link for that in the description also. The boat is reasonably squared away. We are basically ready to go. We got a little bit of provisioning out of the way today. We have a bit of vegetables and stuff to pick up tomorrow, and then the day after tomorrow, well, I think we'll be ready to start our Atlantic crossing. The weather is looking very light, at least for the first bit of the passage. It's 2,000 and some odd miles to Barbados, so we have no idea what the weather's going to be like when we get to the second half of the passage, but at least for the beginning it's going to be very, or should be very light winds. Ava's in the shower right now, and I'd like to get this video started rendering before we head out and grab some dinner, so yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. I hope to see all you guys back here aboard Athena next week for oh glorious Atlantic crossing fun. As always, feel free to leave a comment down below, and don't forget, if you've enjoyed this video, please remember to leave a like. See you!